Let's jump straight away into the daily challenge. So, for today we are playing traditional Remnant, traditional Stygian as our clans. We have Seeing Double. When the first friendly unit is summoned each turn, create a copy. That also works for the champion. Acid Rain, deal 2 damage to all units after combat, and Volatile Spells. The targets of spells are chosen randomly. That looks like a pretty tough set of mutators, to be entirely honest. We'll have to see what we can do with this. As for the scores are all very close together. They range from 47.3k to 47.8k. So only a difference of actually less than 500 points between rank number 1 and rank number 10. Yeah. So our goal is to place above 47.5k or something like that. Well, obviously, ideally, we would get a significantly higher score, but that might be hard to do today. Let's just see what's available, and we'll go from there. So, we have Dwarf, Helical Crystallis, and Memories of the Melted. These are actually pretty okay. I think Helical Crystallis is a bit weaker with volatile spells because you oftentimes do want it to hit the frontliner, and volatile spells makes that not guaranteed. They can actually hit backline enemies as well. Dwarf is a very good unit for the Seeing Double mutator. Pretty powerful with that. And yeah, Memories of the Melted, we might get some use out of that one. We have Daedalus with double explosives. We have Arcus with Rally and Incant shards. And we have Sep Seraph. Okay. Firestone Housing and Infused Mallet. With Acid Rain being a thing, we might not need Infused Mallet at all. I'm gonna go with Firestone Housing. Maybe we can get a very powerful Legion of Wax or Bounty Stalker or something like that going. Bounty Stalker would actually be very solid. Accumulator versus Dark Calling. I was really hoping for Burn Bright here, but looks like that's not an option. We already have these drafts, which means Dark Calling might be a bit better. It also benefits Accumulator as well, so neither of these champions is very good on his own to get flying kills. Having Reform available could be critical. I am gonna go with Dark Calling here. Even though having a Reform deck that relies on Dark Calling Rector is a great way to lose some points, because it's not always consistent and a bit of a pain to manage. Well, Acid Rain kills everyone, so that's good at least. But where do we place Rector? We can take the hits of one of those guys, and we could in theory kill two and block the hit from another one. Gonna go... Alright, we have the seeing double. Was that the thing I wanted to double? I think so. Let's make sure draft dies before we trigger the reform abilities. Oh, that's actually interesting, because the original is in front of the dupe. The dupe can actually reform the original Rector Flicker. Very interesting. Nope, that's not what I wanted, but it's fine. I think we want this one to die on the top floor. These will all die. We will reform the Rector, we will reform the Draft. If I play any of them, I will have... Well, I can play the Draft because it burns out, but... If I... No, I can play it Wreck, that's fine. Still works out. And then we do want to play... Did I not reform 2 units? What happened? Alright, the second Rector died later. We do want to have 2 drafts here, and that's gonna be the kill. Okay, seeing double with drafts, pretty awesome. Let's try to build around that. Molded. Some targeted reform on top of Rector, that could be useful. Entombed Explosive is another card that would be good to reform. And Purifying Cleanse helps us keep the drafts on the floor for a longer time. I'll take the Molded here. Flash Freeze is terrible if it isn't targeted. Crypt Builder is also quite a bit weaker, because you can waste it on a backliner and that would be pretty bad. So I'm just gonna skip. Obviously Mollusk Mage with Acid Rain. Not really that great either, especially if we're not gonna go too spell heavy. Just because of volatile spells. And the cards we already have. Endless. Lady of the Reformed and Wickless Tycoon. Can we do something nice with Wickless Tycoon in this deck? Is Lady of the Reformed interesting for us? Lady of the Reformed is kind of interesting. Especially because of Acid Rain keeping her burnout up, even if she doesn't get hit. I think I want to buy some small upgrades on these drafts. Just gonna upgrade these with slightly better attack stats. Large Stone on the Lady of the Reformed, is that ever a thing? If we play her as the first unit, she will fill up the whole floor, which is a problem. But we don't have to play her as the first unit. We could play her after Rector Flicker and then still leave some room for drafts behind her. That could actually be good. It's so hard for me to justify placing a large stone in a deck like this. I don't know. I feel like we're better off skipping. Where's the next Merchant of Steel? It's after Daedalus. Yeah, I think we don't need a large stone here. I think we are fine with the 40 health for now. We do have tools to reform her at the very least. Burnout 2. Let's play the draft in front to tank some of the damage. Then place the lady in the back. Rector on the top floor together with the drag to protect him and as something we can reform. I do want to reform this draft immediately. Should I play Helical here? Probably. And now we have 2 combat ready drafts, which will actually turn into 3. Which one do I want more of? Well, the 20 health one, obviously. The burnout is gonna be no issue anyways because of the Lady of the Reformed. And we win. Another chance to pick up Purifying Cleanse and Molded. Also Remnant Host is quite tempting here. Just because of the fact that it will die to Acid Rain and generate drafts that way. That will still be around for the next turn. Because Acid Rain triggers after Burnout. Is that something I'm interested in? It opens up some interesting possibilities at the very least. Offering token, I don't think we want to go into spell weakness at all. I am gonna take an offering token so I can maybe make use of some Titan's Teeth or something like that. Titan Sentry, Lady of the Household Celia. These all don't seem that important. Titan Sentry isn't bad, that's for sure. But I don't think it really fits into the strategy and doesn't really help me get any flying kills either. Give me Resin Block. I will take a Winged Steel. God of the Unnamed or Rageless Siren. I don't think this is the deck for Incant. We have hardly any spells in this deck. Well, 8 spells out of 20 cards. That's very low. And I think I'm gonna keep it low for the most part. Consumable items. Let's get a Space Prism here. Thank you. That helps. More room for drafts. That's always nice. I really like Space Prism in Melting Remnant decks. Especially if they are built around Reform. And we have it in the starting hand. We just throw down the Lady of the Reformed and get her killed. And then reform her later. We can have the Duke one around for the time being. Or we could have 2 Rectors. I think I want this. And Rector on the top again. There are the drafts. There's also Remnant Host. It's a bit too early to really make good use of Remnant Host here. This draft I want on the top, so it burns out immediately and I get to reform it this turn. I don't think I want to play the Remnant Host yet. Do I want to throw away Train Stewards? Probably not. Instead I'm gonna Frozen Lance this spawn. Problem here, if I double up the draft, I have no room for the lady. Lady Coco top. That protects Rector Flicker at the very least. But I think I do want to replace this lady eventually, right? Does that mean I just play draft on the top? That seems right. Yeah, that makes the most sense, I think. I don't want to hit the bomb, so I am trying not to. And now we can play this draft on the bottom floor and actually get it duped. Overstacking this floor as well. Well, I guess we'll take some damage on the back lady. That's okay, I guess. What's available for reforms? Nothing this turn. Next turn there will be a few things. This draft is cardless, as is this lady, so we will only get these two. Could throw in the Remnant Host as well. I think I want to. Okay, prevented some damage to the backline lady, that's good. And let's play a drag as well. Let's bring back the Remnant Host. We do actually want that on this floor doubled. It's gonna be more power next turn. We did a lot of damage to Daedalus. I'm a bit surprised. I don't think a flying kill was possible, but it was surprisingly close. Sacrificial Resurrection, Intent on Death, and Ancient Synergy. Well, Intent on Death targeting a random target is really bad, and Ancient Synergy is also much worse with random targeting. On top of that, it doesn't really help that we have a very low spell count, so it's an easy Sacrificial Resurrection here. That card is actually good for us. Wickless Baron. That's something I could see in this deck. But I don't think I actually want it. I am mostly fine with what I have now. Do we need extra capacity? That would help. It's not strictly necessary, but it would certainly be a big help. More draw would also be good. I think I'm gonna go with draw right now. That also helps us to find capacity faster by way of drawing the Space Prism. And I think I want to look for unit upgrades. Multi-strike on a draft? Yeah, sure. Health on the lady seems good. And I think we reroll now. I don't think we want Endless in this deck at all. Let's get another health upgrade for the lady. And maybe just some stats. 100 HP, that's pretty big. The removals definitely go on these train stewards. They are beyond useless right now. They actually hurt our reform pool as well. Although the Frozen Lances... The Frozen Lances aren't actually as bad as usual because they have a chance of taking out backline targets with the volatile spells. And I think we really want to get the additional power on Reform, just so we can scale a little bit quicker. Numbers units get multi-strike, should be fine. We have a lady with 100 health. We should be able to take some punishment from these enemies. Kinda wanna place down a remnant host this turn. I could also just Lady Rector and then Sacrificial Resurrection and play the draft. That would be a pretty decent draft. We would also reform the Remnant Host and the Drag. Yeah, that seems good. Do I play double up on the Rector or on the Lady? I would like to double up on the draft, but sadly that's not possible. I think if we have two ladies on the bottom, we will never have enough space. That's enough to kill everyone on the bottom floor. Bottom floor looks alright at the moment. Could prevent some damage by playing a Remnant Host in front. That's honestly pretty appealing to me. Double up on it as well. I think so. Other than that, let's get another train steward out. Oh, I would like to play this draft on the top floor, but that's not an option. Should be able to reform that draft next turn. Or this turn if we wanted to. Seems good. It's a pretty solid draft. Oh! Yeah, I already played the drag. That's fine. We'll have more chances to double up on drafts later. I am just gonna consume the memories. We don't need it. We can double up on this draft. Block a hit in the front with this. 10, 11 damage. Yeah, 12 damage incoming. That's good. Now let's just turn the other cards into a giant draft. I should probably reform a drag just so we don't reform that one with Rector. Yeah, I wanted these drafts. 70 attack draft. Gimme, gimme. We consumed our whole deck for the Sacrificial Resurrection. Well, no space for this draft, but that was fun. Something like Memorial Fund could really go off in this deck. We have so many unit deaths. Boon of the Blacksmith, I think I will take it, just in case. Resin removal is good, can get rid of Zap against the final boss. Memento Mori can scale up really well in this deck, but it's hard to hit it on the right target. I'm gonna go with Resin removal. Frenzied Swarm is not bad. If I want any defensive cards, then I would obviously like stealth, but if we can find stealth, dazed will do. We still have room for more unit upgrades, but not so... not a lot of room. I'm mostly concerned with relics, which we could in theory find in the Concealed Caverns. There are a few Concealed Caverns events I would really like to see here. Another multi-strike. I think I am most likely gonna put that onto the draft. Is this one of them? Currently how this deck is going, I wouldn't mind Penitent Remains. We would usually draw into the deadweights and then eventually just consume them with the Sacrificial Resurrection. That does slow us down, but this deck isn't really about playing cards a lot. So a bit of slowdown is not that big of a deal. And we do have a lot of units with a lot of attacks. So I almost never pick this option, but I think in this deck, just because we do have a lot of 1 capacity multi-strike units with the drafts, and we have the Sacrificial Resurrection, I think this might be right. More multi-strike. That's really quite good. And I think we are mostly done with unit upgrades now. Next floor is gonna be a merchant of trinkets, and I really wanna spend some gold there, so I'm happy to keep some gold here. These guys are all gonna die, as are these on the bottom floor. I might just double up on the Remnant Host. I should double up on the draft. I don't need to double up on the draft. Double Remnant Host. Yeah, that kind of works. Protects the health of the lady. Sacras. That's a bit too early, but it's still okay. It's still good. Do I want to burn the molded is the question. Sure. I think it's not that essential. And we got our 2 drafts upgraded. These drafts will die, that's fine. Is there any of these I want to play? I think so. And then we'll set up these 2 on the top floor again, so they can burn out. As usual, train stewards on the 2nd floor. And I think it's okay if I play these Dregs now. We will get the drafts quickly enough. This turn I kinda want to block some damage, so I think I play the Remnant Host in front. I don't really want to double up on it, so let's play the Drag, then play the Remnant Host. Makes sure our lady stays healthy. Frenzied Swarm could have done that job as well. '56 attack. 2 waves remaining. Yeah, these already have burnout 3, so they basically should go down this turn. I think we want 2 of the 56 attack ones, so we play that one, and this one can go on the top floor again. Yeah, let's remove all that useless stuff. Actually, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have removed the resin removal. I need that against the boss. Well, no. I don't need it. It would have been nice though. I think I do want to keep the Frenzied Swarm, which means I can't play Sacrificial Resurrection at all. Yeah, that's kind of the problem here. But let's go... 8 times 12 is 96. The backliner drafts are still gonna get some attacks through. Yeah, it's not enough. Yeah, I made a big mistake there. I shouldn't have removed the... Shouldn't have consumed the resin removal. I only realized that I could use it to remove the stealth from the boss this fight when it was already too late. The general game plan seems fine though. We want the multi-strike 3 drafts, right? Kinda want this one to die still. That would mean I should play it on the top floor. Or it will just burn out. That's the problem, I need some space here. I mean, I guess this one is good enough for now. And then let's play these on the top floor. Get these out of the hand. And then I think we play this multi-strike draft and keep them like this. Why do the countless ones have higher attack? Huh? Oh, Pentient Remains triggers a second time for them. That's interesting. I didn't know that's how Pentient Remains interacted with those. Just thinning out my deck here. So I can draw cards like resin removal more often. There we go. That makes this boss fight so much easier. Okay. Wax and Spike. We have all the tools we need. We have giant memories of the melted. We have a way to thin out our deck, so we have a higher chance to get these in the same hand. We have triple attacking units in large numbers. And they all have burnout. And we have ways to keep them alive, so keep offering to draw more. Helps getting our combo together. I'll try using it. Okay. What's in here? Well, Firewall is nice. Helps protect our score. We only have one Tomb unit, but Extra Ember has now become much more interesting to us. So maybe we take the Encased Ember. But there are much better relics. Fate's First Blade, for example. That's a pretty good damage boost. The Rally and the Incant Dark Shard. The Incant Dark Shard doesn't worry me too much. I can easily play my spells on other floors. And oftentimes I don't really need to cast spells. The Blinding Dark Shard can be pretty nasty. I guess that's the problem. We can play Sacrificial Resurrection in when it's in the same hand as Memories of the Melted. Do I double up on the Remnant Host? Okay, will do. And then Rector on the top floor. Let's get rid of some Train Stewards and that's it. No drafts yet. Still no drafts. Well, I guess that's the downside of the Penitent Remains. What happens if I daze here? The drafts will still burn out. This guy will gain 10 armor, but we deal an additional 26. I did double up on the Train Steward already, so I can more easily play a drag here. A drag in front. That is usually okay. Especially if we draw Space Prism. And then Daze. That works out. For now. And there are some drafts finally. How do we best place them? Is the question now. I think I want to burn out one on the top floor. So we can get that one to die immediately. I can't really place units on the bottom floor this turn. Except for the Remnant Host, which is a weird exception. Because the drafts that enter play through that shouldn't trigger Rally. Because I don't play them. So these still get to attack. And they deal more damage than the Lady of the Reformed by herself, so that should be worth it. Yeah, damage went up. This draft is ready to go on the bottom floor. Wasn't there another draft? Apparently there... it's still alive. Okay. Frenzied Swarm. I'll just sacrifice a drag here to prevent some damage. Can't do anything to this guy with Frozen Lances because of his incant. I don't want to play spells on the top floor, so might as well pass here. Let's play the draft first. This one has lower attack, so it goes in front. Deep Offering. Memories of the Melted is still left in the deck. Sure. Discount memory so I can play Sacres. I wish I had some Dripfall. No more room. The incant will only trigger after the discard, so using that here is fine. Is Memories of the Melted in the deck? It is. Let's try drawing that. Didn't find it. I still have some more draw I could do. Nope. Well, I guess we play the Wax and Spike now. No reason to wait. And I think we should have the kill here. Yep, that will do. Bleh. Siren Song is the only thing that does anything in this deck. And I don't think I want it. Capacity now. We would benefit a lot from +1 capacity. Still looking for some relics. The first Hell Pact. That makes our Wax and Spike even better. Guild Marker. It's a bit too late for that, isn't it? Well, we get about 400, about 500 gold from the next fight. But that just means it will barely not be worth it to pick it up here. Firebox. For the high roll. Oh, we would need such a good first turn. We would need like Draft and Wax and Spike in our opening hand. That might happen. There is a chance that that might happen. Spikes. That makes it a lot easier to kill our drafts. What unit am I gonna start with? I think Rector. Ooh. The draft will die to the spikes anyway, so we deal more damage if I base here. This is nice, but it's too early. I think I just deep offering to reroll this hand. Okay, this draft should allow me to push through the Gilded Wing and kill the Collector. But I will also need the Molded on the other draft. I can't afford that. Does it not work out? The other draft will work out, right? Yeah, the other draft will kill in 2 hits. This one won't. So the third hit will also go on the Gilded Wing, and I don't have a hit left over for the Collector. If I play the draft in front, then we will only get 2 hits in, because we take damage. So it's actually the Molded we have to play here. And I do want this draft to die. Oh, I'm an idiot, I forgot about the dupe. We had enough damage either way then. And in that case I should have left the other draft in the deck. No, in the reform pool. Okay, this is gonna be rough. At least we have the draft now. Top floor is okay, surprisingly. But this floor will be tough to deal with. This draft does a lot of damage. If we double up on this, it might be okay here. Put the remnant host here as well. And then use the draft on the bottom floor to have some damage here. As well as the drag to block some damage. We might be okay still. I think we just sacrifice it all away. Purifier's not dying. Well, we can change that. How many drafts are in the reform pool and what else is there? So we're gonna get back 2 drafts next turn. Yeah, we should just aim for boss kill on the bottom floor. So first draft will double up, and the second draft we can still play on that floor. Let's just throw as much damage against these as possible. I shouldn't resin removal. Nor should I daze. Okay. Ooh, what a nice treat. We already have lethal here anyways, but let's make that real lethal. By adding plus 81 attack to our whole floor. Which is 1, 4, 7, 9, 12, 15 attacks. 15 times 81. That Wax and Spike just gave us about 1200 damage. Yes, Nebula Purple. It's Seeing Double. When the first friendly unit is summoned each turn, create a copy. Well, if we can pull off a combo like that against Seraph, we will get the flying kill. It's just gonna happen. Vetivery is extra draw. Because we can double up on it. Consumes 1 draw and 0 Ember. Gives us 2 draw back. Next turn. That's reasonable. As long as we have the capacity, of course. I'll take a Preserve. I can preserve the Memories or the Wax and Spike. And I think I actually want to go to the right here and dupe the Wax and Spike. Melting Spout, Icicle Fracture. Icicle Fracture could also help. But I don't think I want it. Memorial Fund would honestly probably pay for itself. No, it wouldn't. That's 35 deaths. We're not gonna get that many deaths. We might get 20, we might even get 30, or we won't get 35. Is there anything I want to hold over? At this point, maybe the Molded. Makes things a bit easier. But it's not crucial at all. No upgrades are really that critical. Maybe I hold over the resin removal? Why though? It's not really necessary. I only need to play it every few rounds. What upgrades am I really interested in? Permafrost would be better. Yeah, that's true. We have to preserve at least. Cost reducing the deep offering is good. And then we reroll. Consume, remove the Wax and Spike. So we can just throw it out every time we draw it. And I think we leave it at that. Let's see what we can do with these Wax and Spikes. Well, we have one in the opening hand. Now we only need to find some units to buff with it. Lady of the Reform? Probably not. I need to cast 3 spells. That's gonna be frozen cards. Play 3 cards. Frozen Lance, Lady and Rector. I mean, it's plus 30 attack. 27 now. Not really that great, but it's something. Well, here's the problem. If I cast Wax and Spike and then Sacrificial Resurrection, I won't have the Ember to play. I need a Wrath. I really need a Wrath. And I am willing to sacrifice a Wax and Spike for it. Now that I have 2, I can do that. I want that Wrath reformed now. These drafts on the top floor are just gonna die if I place them in front. I could Helical. Has a chance to take out the backliner. Then I would have the damage necessary and still could get the draft dead to reform it. Seems they're like the best course of action. She dies this turn. I guess that's okay. Yeah, that is actually okay. I should have played the drag first, obviously. But that's fine. We do have the Molded in this hand. Top floor is okay. Our Actor is close to dying, but that's fine. Might as well add a draft here. I don't need to duplicate that one. I think I want to duplicate the other draft. And set up the bottom floor. With the necessary power. This draft can just block some damage. Let's also Offering Token. It's left in the deck. Draft Drag. This floor is a bit scary. But our drafts should be able to deal with that. Oh, I wish I had Wax and Spike. I could do so much damage to Seraph this turn. Place down both drafts on the bottom floor, then Memories, Wax and Spike. That would be giant. This top floor is a problem right now. Remnant Host blocks a lot of damage, but doesn't deal a lot. We can Frenzied Swarm to deal with that top floor. Well, this frontliner is still a problem. Way too much health. Doubling this draft gives us a lot of damage. That should be enough damage. How much damage do I really need though? This guy doesn't gain any armor if I play draft. If I play Frenzied Swarm this turn. So 186. There would be 4 attack from this draft. That's 180. No, we have 51 attacks, so yeah, 4 attacks from this draft. That would mean I could kill everything here. Only 3 attacks and Rector. That would mean we would only kill the Shadewings, but these backliners die. So we can set up the drafts on the double draft on the bottom floor. Hey, Uthibark! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. How was your stream? Were you also playing some Monster Train? Whew, this is a tough turn. What if we placed this draft on the top and doubled up on it? Casual 1300 attack Penumbra on a Hell Rush? That sounds like fun. We would deal 28 attack per hit. So 6 attacks. No, that wouldn't even be enough. But still, Rector Flicker has the finishing move. Yeah, that's gonna be enough to kill the front. Yeah, I think that's what I do. This draft on the top. this draft on the bottom. Most likely here. One more card to draw. That's not Wax and Spike. Let's get rid of the step on the bottom floor. We might have one more chance at a flying kill. But it's really not that likely. Is there anything I can reform this turn? I shouldn't have. But honestly, it doesn't really matter at all. Alright, this guy gains 2 attack from Slay. That's why the drag dies. And then we Frenzy Swarm the top floor. And I messed up. I forgot the Zap. And this Shadewing survives. Oh no. Well, we have Pyre Wall. That's not gonna be enough for a Shadewings though. Played some Spelunky, Gladiator, Guild Manager and Monster Train. Sounds like a good time. Ah, this is not going so well. I think we Frozen Lance this guy, got lucky and actually hit him. Play a Votivary? No. Just debuffering this hand. Well, there's a Wax and Spike at least. A Wax and Spike with Memories for 17. We have 8 hits here. That would be 18, 20, 60 attack. 60 attack for 6, 7, 8 hits. That's only 480 extra damage. We need much more than that. We just have to get Seraph on the bottom floor this turn. Did not work out. Well, let's bring back the lady. Play this draft on the bottom floor. Play the lady in front. And then consume our hand for another giant draft. Well, we do have the kill here. But can we finish this with another Wax and Spike? Nope. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. We took damage and we didn't get a flying kill, so our score will not be that great. But yeah, that was a pretty tough synergy to work with. We didn't get enough removals. If we had a few more removals on things like train stewards, then I would have had a better chance of actually managing to get that flying kill. Well, still an interesting deck we had there. Very heavily reliant on Dark Calling Rector Flicker, with these hugely upgraded drafts. And the Wax and Spike Memories of the Melted synergy, that was quite interesting. Maybe what I should have done is dupe the Memories of the Melted and consume remove the Wax and Spike. Or consume remove the Memories of the Melted and dupe the Wax and Spike instead of duping the one I consume remove. So I could pull off the combo twice in a fight. That might have given us more damage, but still without any drip fall, that was very hard to get a flying kill. Well, let's look where we place with this. Yeah, not a great placement. But we can't always be on the first page, right? So let's take a look at some of these decks. I'm interested. Harvest with Remnant Host, that makes sense. Also picked up no, actually remove the draft. Siren of the Sea, Wickless Baron, Energy Siphon, Intent on Death with Votivary as a draw engine. I didn't think this was gonna work with volatile spells. And apparently didn't work that well, but just well enough to get a 4-turn boss rush on Arcus and Seraph. Yeah, I mean, if you play enough Crypt Builders, Deep Offering, Harness the Titan, yeah, I can see how this can work. I just was a bit afraid of building into a deck like that with volatile spells. Second place also went with Harvest. Endless Entombed Explosives. Didn't get any flying kills, but didn't take any damage either. And had a lot of gold on the back of this Wickless Tycoon. Which probably got duped quite a lot. Like, I mean, with seeing double to generate more money. So this guy got the score on the back of good economy. Yeah, that makes sense. Just one more. This guy went also with the Reform Rector and upgraded drafts. But he also duped the drafts a lot. Controller fell into a soup bowl. That's a funny name. Titan's Entry as a frontliner. I can see that. Also had a double stacked Wax and Spike. Why? Why would you ever double stack this card? It only affects the burnout, not the attack you gain. And it actually decreases the attack you gain by 3. Because of the cost increase. And a lot of spells still. Huh. 5-turn boss rush and Seraph. Seems like this guy managed to more easily get his combo together. He had a holdover preserve. That's interesting. Holdover sacrificial resurrection as well.